Good morning. Welcome back to our channel. Today, we are going to discuss the case note of Benjamin, 63 years old patient in Carewell Hospital. Okay, so before discussing this case note, I would like to talk about something else, which is the connectors or which are the connectors. Okay, we know there are some connectors we can use, and definitely there are some connectors we can't use in our OET writings. Okay, we can check which we can use and which one we can't. Okay, this academic connectors like furthermore, moreover, because we can't use in our OET writing. And definitely we can't use this informal connectors such as besides, meanwhile, apart from that, later. And there are some outdated connectors such as hence, thus, thereafter, as well as this. These connectors also we can't use. So academic connectors are prohibited, informal connectors are prohibited, and outdated connectors are also prohibited. Okay. Then the next thing that I would like to talk to you is that these are the some other connectors also. So and but okay, you can use this one, but try to use, minimize the use of these connectors and definitely have to make sure that you are not at all using these connectors in the beginning of a sentence. So you are not supposed to start a sentence with also, so, and, but. I hope you got it. And the next thing is that instead of these things, you can start with additionally, therefore, however. Okay. So I already told that we are not supposed to use this because, hence, apart from that, as well as this. So what else we can use? So whenever you are forced to use because, apart from because, you can use due to. Apart from hence, we can use therefore. Instead of apart from that, you can use otherwise. And for as well as this, we can use in addition. Okay. So I hope that you understood which connectors we can use and which connectors we can't. So now what we are going to do is that we are going to check our case note of Mr. Benjamin. Okay. So in the beginning of this video, we already told you that Mr. Benjamin is 63 years old patient in Carewell Hospital. Okay. And we all know very well that if you want to write referral letter, referral, discharge, transfer, whatever it is, if you want to write a letter, you should have to know to whom you are going to write this. Okay. So to know that one, we have to go to the down part of this letter. There will be a heading called writing task, and we have to read and understand that portion clearly. Okay, so we are going to read that portion. Using the information in the case notes, write a letter to Susanna Bates, senior nurse at Abrena Nursing Home, 1921 Victoria Street, Ashfield, NSW 2131, who will be responsible for Benjamin's continued care at the nursing home. Okay, so the first thing that we know that whenever we are starting a letter, we are starting with the date and we have to find where the date is given. Okay, you can see in this form, case note, discharge date 9 September 2009. Okay, so we know the patient name, that is Mr. Benjamin, and his age 63 years old, and date of writing 9th September 2009. Okay, so we are going to start our letter. So the first thing that we are going to write is the date, and definitely we will write in the expanded form. And the second thing, after giving a space between, after giving a space after this date, we have to start the address. Let's check what is the address. Okay, we have to, for that, we have to go to the down part of this letter and address we are writing to Miss Susanna Bates. Okay, so we are going to write to who? Miss Susanna Bates. Okay, and the designation of us, senior nurse, where in Abrena Nursing Home. Okay, her designation, so you can write senior nurse or you can write the senior nurse, no problem. And she's working in Abrena Nursing Home. Okay, fine. It's Abrena Nursing Home. And 1921 is the street name, and the street is Victoria Street, So we are going to write like this: Victoria Street, 1921, and Ashfield, NSW 2131. Okay, Ashfield, NSW 2131. So we wrote the date and we wrote the address. And the next is the reference. Okay, we are writing to whom Susanna Bates, and here we need the second name of Susanna Bates, and it's Bates only. So, dear Miss Bates, and we are writing about Mr. Benjamin. So, reference is Benjamin, and his age is 63 years old. Okay, now coming back to the case note, when we are writing a letter, the first thing that we have to know is that this patient is known to that person to whom you are writing. Let's check that. Here we are writing to a senior nurse. By that designation, we can't understand that this person is known to her or not. Okay. If suppose you are writing to a GP, means definitely we can understand that GP knows everything of that patient. So this patient is known to that GP. But here, Susanna Bates is a senior nurse, and we exactly don't know that Susanna Bates knows him or not. To identify that, we have to go with the address. We can check the address of Susanna Bates. We already checked that is Abrena Nursing Home, 1921. And we can go back to the top of this letter, case note, and we can check the patient's address. Look, it's given here. Lives in Abrena Nursing Home, 1921. So has been there for 2 years, coming to Caval Hospital, and now it's 2 months past. So this patient, Mr. Benjamin, was in Alberta Nursing Home, came to Caval Hospital for treatment, and he's going back to that same Alberta Nursing Home. So this patient is known to that particular person to whom we are writing. Okay. Here, you understood one. If the patient is a non-case, okay, this is the way how to check. Checking method is given there. We have to check the address, and both addresses are same. So this patient is known to that particular person. Okay. So if the patient is known to that, known to that person to whom you are writing, there is no need to write the entire history. The only thing that you have to write there is what treatment you gave there and what further management you are expecting from him, yeah, her. Okay. So you have to write only the treatment and discharge plan. Okay. Now we will go back to our case note, and we are going to check what things we have to in diagnosis is given here. It's THR, means total hip replacement, and he is a TB patient, right? And address we already checked, has no children, worked in a bank as an accountant before quitting to at the age of 60, now pension, hobbies, writing, reading, chess. His brother Pearson pay visits daily, no severe signs of dementia are observed yet. Okay. So here we understood that we are writing this letter to a senior nurse who is working in a Brina nursing home for further management and care. So the first thing that we have to check that how to write the introduction. And I already told in my previous video so that we would like to follow a pattern. Okay, you have to follow a pattern, an introduction pattern, and a paragraph. What you have to write. I will give an example to you. You can start like this. I'm writing to update the current status of Mr. Benjamin, who is recuperating from a total hip replacement surgery. He requests continued care and is being transferred to your facility today. Actually, this patient is transferred, right? Getting discharged. You can say that's discharged, right? He's going back to them. And he's a known case, so there is no need to write that I'm writing to refer. Thank you for seeing these things. But what the aim of this letter is that you are updating his status. That's why we started like this. I'm writing to update the current status of Mr. Benjamin. And you also know that in the first paragraph, we have to give the full name of the patient. And here it's only Benjamin. So we are writing, I'm writing to update the current status of Mr. Benjamin. What is his condition? He is recuperating from a total hip replacement surgery. And what he needs, he requires continued care. Okay, and he is being transferred to your facility today. Introduction finish. Okay. And we can check about the medical backgrounds, like in 2005, osteoarthritis was there, and from 2003, I mean, there is no need to write there about 2005 case, right? It's 4 years back happened. And in 2003, BP started management ongoing. So still he has that. So we have to mention about the BP. No, there is no need to write about the baby because already he knows that. Okay, medications, aspirin and Dampril, 5 mg, nursing management, dressing daily, recommended stretching exercises, follow FBE and UEC test. This one we have to include in our letter. And assessment, good condition, post operation, walks with the help, walks with aid in the beginning, but now walks perfectly with Billy Walker. So we have to use this one. We have to mention this one. Appear disoriented during the post-operative recovery, possibly anesthetic. This also we have to include. HP dropped to 71 post-operatively and transfused to 3 units of packed RBCs. Have to include this also. Okay, and HB normal and discharge time, it's fine. It's a semi-relevant, fine. If you wish to include, it's fine. Otherwise, you can skip. And we can check the discharge plan. What's the discharge plan here? Pain reliever giving Pandamin 4-day, 6 tablets, tablets are given, exercise recommended, equipment required, wheelie walker, wedge pillow, toilet raiser. In that one, hospital is going to provide wheelie walker and wedge pillow, and they hired a toilet raiser for 3 weeks from a medical supplier. Okay, so we have to inform these things also. So now we understood that what points you have to include and what you have to exclude. Okay, coming back to the letter, we already wrote the introduction paragraph, and now we are going to write the second paragraph, that is for the chief complaint paragraph, or we can simply say that it's the timeline paragraph. What? Timeline or chief complaint. So in the second paragraph, we always go with chief complaint, yeah, timeline. Let's check. What do we have to write here? So just write the things that happened after the surgery, right? Up to surgery, they know things because they always send him to the hospital. So up to surgery, what things had with him, they know. So you have to write the things after the surgery. And in that one, we can write the condition after his surgery, like he was disoriented and that HP reduced and you gave 3 packs of RBZ. And you can start a paragraph like this. For example, post-operative Mr. Benjamin appeared disoriented, possibly due to the anesthetic effect. I'm not saying that you have to follow the same pattern. I just gave an example for you. If you wish, it's fine. You can follow this one, or else you can go with another one. But make sure that you are not at all going to make any grammatical errors or structural errors in that writing. Okay. So we finished the introduction and we finished the timeline. That is 2 paragraphs over, and the next is 3 and 4th paragraph. That is for the background. That means your medical background and social background. And here there is nothing to do with the social background because they know him very well. So we are going to write about the medical background. That also not the previous one, but right now what's happening with him. So after the surgery, his mobility improved. So we have write about the improvement in mobility, and also they said we have to go with some exercises, encouraged to exercise at that time, and provided daily walker, wedge pillow, and had a toilet raiser for 2 weeks. Okay, that one finish. And the next thing is that what we need daily dressing, have to do stretching exercises, have a follow-up, and do FB and UC test before the follow-up, right? Okay, this is the 5th paragraph. What is that? Recommendation. We are recommending the things. So the first paragraph is your introduction. The second paragraph is your timeline. 3 and 4 is your background. That means your medical and social background. And the 5th one is your recommendation. That means what things we are expecting to get from the person to whom you are writing. Okay. So the next we can check this closure. Now further queries upon this letter will be a matter of appreciation and ending and signature. You know to whom you are writing. That means you know the name of the person to whom you are writing. So it's yours sincerely. And your designation is charge notes, right? Hope you understood the things that we tried to convey to you. And if you like this video, please like it, subscribe it, and comment. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care.